When you hear living by the ocean in a new development, multi-million-dollar figures for an apartment that few can afford immediately come to mind. But no, today I'll show you a project just a mile from the ocean at a price that will pleasantly surprise you. Welcome back to the channel about Miami and real estate. I'm Olga Petkova, your real estate broker in Miami. Today, I'll show you a neighborhood I've been visiting often lately. Just look at the great infrastructure here. Everything I love is right here. My favorite restaurants, estheticians, doctors, and so on. This is the Hallandale area. Just a mile from the ocean, the new Oasis project is being built. Look, one tower is almost finished, and the second is in the active construction phase. It's a real investment magnet. Prices here are still low, but the growth potential is huge. Today, I'm visiting with the developer's representative, Daria Tumanova, and she, better than anyone, knows everything about this project. Daria, hello.
Dida. Welcome to Oasis Hallandale Beach.
Thank you for inviting us. And for our viewers, I'm sure this video will be very useful and interesting because there are no projects like this in this area today.
That's absolutely right. In general, Hallandale Beach is a new developing area that is growing at a huge pace. Therefore, an investment in this area today will bring you many pleasant moments. In the future, yes, this investment will definitely pay off.
Yeah, let's talk more about the area because not all of our viewers may know it. The Hallandale area? It's adjacent to the more popular Sunny Isles beach area and Aventura, which I love and also live in. But since nothing new will be built in Aventura in the coming years, Hallandale has the wonderful Oasis project. Which, to be honest, guys, I'm even personally looking at because the prices here are more than pleasant for the amount of amenities, floor plans, and the infrastructure of this area that we can get. Now, Daria will tell us in more detail what's happening in this area today.
Hallandale Beach is a small city, only 4.5 square miles, which is located in Broward County. It's the first city, as you correctly said, after Aventura and Sunny Isles that belongs to Broward County, and which, to be honest, for the last 10 years, hardly anyone paid much attention to. And only in the last 5 years have big players, including developers and high-end buyers from all over the world, started looking at it as a new destination. In Hallandale Beach, we're now seeing very significant growth. A lot of new projects are coming here. And I'd like to mention that all the projects coming to this area are either luxury or ultra luxury.
Yes, but the cost still remains. For now, I'm talking about the Oasis project at a solid business class price. So we're getting luxury at a good price. And for an investor, this is very relevant right now.
You're absolutely right, Olga. Yes. In fact, you can enter a project like Oasis for just $750,000. $750,000 is the price for a one-bedroom apartment, which is quite large. And our one-bedroom apartments basically all come with dens. A den is like a room without a window, right? Our buyers simply love these dens. Why? Because they just convert it, so to speak, into an office, a playroom, or even a second bedroom.
Wonderful. Also, the project is located just 1 mile from the ocean. I'd like to point out, guys, that Hallandale has its own coastline, which is very important. So, oceanfront apartments in Miami, that's what this city is all about. And we also have a racetrack nearby and a famous golf course. I'd like you to tell us a little more about that because this information is very interesting.
Yes, of course. Being next to the Diplomat golf courses, of course, a special pleasure. Why? Because a lot of money was recently invested in this golf course, bringing it up to Greg Norman standards. They say now that this golf course is the best in South Florida, and accordingly, membership in this golf club is very expensive. $1,350,000. And I even heard that memberships were sold out over a year and a half ago. Now there's a waiting list, and we see players like Tom Brady, Serena Williams, and, so to speak, the cream of the crop from society, sports, and generally famous people come to play on this golf course. This golf course is literally 3 minutes away from Oasis. I think it's a very wonderful neighborhood. And these are exactly the kind of people you'll see as guests in restaurants and shops and other businesses that you see, not only at our plaza, but also in general in the Hallandale Beach area. And of course, you correctly mentioned Gulfstream. The Gulfstream racetrack is another landmark of this area. Of course, we have the only project in all of America that has direct views of the Gulf Stream, which naturally sets us apart from all other projects.
Yeah, that's great. And we talked about how you can sit right on your terrace on the balcony, drinking coffee or a glass of cold Prosecco, placing bets right from your home, and watching the most elite and expensive horses that can possibly be presented in the United States. I'd like to talk about the retail, that is, the commercial spaces that this wonderful project offers. It's very important to understand that the project itself is more like a neighborhood, pedestrian-friendly with its own infrastructure. It often happens that you buy an apartment in a beautiful building, but leaving that building is quite difficult because there are no pedestrian paths and you just have to get in a car and drive somewhere to a park. Here, it's a completely different story. You can walk to the ocean and you can stroll through the grounds of your complex. It's wonderful, modern, green, there's plenty to do, businesses are already open here, and honestly, I come here almost every day. There are very delicious restaurants for breakfast and lunch. I have a cosmetology clinic here, and there are dentists that we visit as a whole family. And new restaurants will also be opening here, as you told me, right?
We have 95,000 square feet of commercial space, which, by the way, was already sold out more than 2 years ago. So we are, of course, the newest plaza that exists in Hallandale Beach, and a very popular one. In our plaza, there's a kosher supermarket, 10,000 square feet. You can buy all your groceries here. Accordingly, it's a particularly nice point that you don't need to take a car, right? Everything you need for your life is basically within the Oasis infrastructure. So Oasis is a city within a city. This concept, of course, attracts many buyers.
Area, the project itself includes 2 towers and a huge number of amenities that are offered. Let's tell the guys more about that in detail too.
Yes, of course. 2 towers, east and west. One of the towers is already 80% sold out.
But it's already practically finished.
It's already practically finished. That's right. The delivery of one of the towers will take place in the first quarter of 2026. The second tower in the first quarter of 2027. Accordingly, there's a 1-year difference between them. Regarding the amenities, well, actually, Oasis Hallandale is an oversized project. Yes, in everything, in all aspects, so to speak. It's quite large. Accordingly, we've included many amenities. We have 75,000 square feet of amazing amenities. That's 2 pools, one of which is semi-Olympic size. The second pool is a 0 entry point. We have these amazing hydrotherapy tubs. In the middle, it's all connected by a mini version of Oasis Fit. What we have upstairs, the fitness and wellness center, we also have that on the amenity deck, but exclusively for the buyers. So we have 2 outdoor movie theaters. There are amazing green paths for yoga, fire pits, playgrounds, summer kitchens, and barbecue areas. But we don't stop there because sometimes it gets rainy in Florida, right? So we also have amenities that are located indoors from the 1st to the 6th floor. We have conference rooms, we have co-working office spaces, and an event space for 150 people. You can even have a wedding there, really. There's also an indoor cinema, a pet spa, billiard rooms, ping pong areas, a golf simulator, a mini soccer field, and much more. So of course, we tried to include everything. Everything a modern person needs to feel comfortable in our, modern life.
Great, everything is so grand. So let's talk more about the floor plans. I know that in this new development, which is unusual for modern pre-construction, in Miami, everyone tries to shrink the living space, but here the layouts are quite spacious. A one-bedroom apartment.
For us, yes, as you correctly said, but that doesn't apply to us because our one-bedroom apartments are quite large. I mean, it's almost 1,000 square feet. Basically, it would be very hard to find an apartment like that for $750,000 in Brickell. In Brickell, for that price, you could probably only find a studio. With us, it's a one-bedroom apartment with a den. A den is a room without a window, plus 1.5 bathrooms.
Okay, and if we're talking about a family with kids, we looked at those very interesting, those corner 3-bedroom apartments that have a wraparound terrace with ocean views.
That's a wonderful choice for families. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, 3.5 bathrooms, with a wraparound terrace. So you'll have up to 3 views, north, west, and south. You'll be able to enjoy the stunning sunrises. You'll see the ocean horizon.
The golf course.
You'll be able to see the golf course. You'll also be able to see the famous Guitar Hotel.
Yes, sure.
You'll see the high rises of Sunny Isles and Aventura, and of course, the stunning racetrack.
To be honest, I was looking at a 3-bedroom apartment for myself yesterday. I really liked that it's quite spacious with a great layout. It turns out to be about 1,800 square.
From 1,500 to 1,800 square feet. That's right. So it's quite spacious and has a very good layout.
And the price for it, guys, is amazing, starting from $1.5 million, right?
Roughly around that, with the turnkey finish.
With the turnkey finish. To be honest, when I first saw your finishes, I was blown away because it's truly top-tier quality, but the price is very attractive. Look at these beautiful white kitchens. They're large and spacious. And the entire finish will also be included in the second tower. Am I right?
That is absolutely correct. Everything you see here in our gallery is exactly how your apartment will be delivered. Accordingly, all the furniture, the kitchen cabinetry comes to us directly from Italy. The appliances are from the Whirlpool brand. Everything will be brand new with all the warranties. And of course, this clean, white, very pleasant design.
I have really liked this backsplash here. Of course, I know homemakers will criticize it and say it's very impractical, but look at how stylish this glass mirror looks in the interior with this white kitchen and beautiful white marble floor.
I completely agree with you, and I think it expands the space and, of course, adds a certain charm. You know, a special Miami style to your apartment.
Absolutely. And what's most interesting is that the developer has an in-house architectural design firm. So you can do the layout, replanning, and design project while it's still under construction. And it won't cause you any extra hassle after the building is finished, nor will there be extra waiting for it to be completed, because renovating in Miami is quite a challenge.
That's true.
So everything can be discussed with the developer right away. Add, remove, choose floor colors as I understand it, right?
Exactly. You can fully customize your apartment with the help of our in-house interior design team. Accordingly, they will help you. We have all the samples and it's a very quick process.
Wait! And all this at a price that, well, just hold your breath and just imagine. You get all this at a price that today I don't think exists elsewhere. Less than $1,000 per square foot.
Yes, that's right. Our average price will be $850 per square foot, which of course is very hard to find in South Florida right now, especially when we're talking about luxury real estate.
Let's talk about it, for example, for comparison, just to be clear. In the developing areas that are currently at the top, for investors in areas like Edgewater, downtown, or Brickell, the price per square foot starts at $1,500, $1,800, and up. There is absolutely nothing below that price. And today, I just want to, just as they say, put the final cherry on top of the cake. The HOA. The maintenance, and it's just amazing because I think everything you get in this complex, considering the infrastructure, the location, and the amenities the developer offers, will only cost you
87 cents per square foot, approximately, in total.
Honestly, to be quite frank, I haven't heard of HOA fees like that for a new build in a very long time.
Me neither.
And I know them all. Well, because it's our job. We work in real estate every single day. So guys, for anyone who's been thinking about buying property in Miami, practically right on the ocean front, good, beautiful, stylish, high-quality housing where you'll feel absolutely amazing. A place that will truly bring you joy. And not just from the building itself, but also from interacting with your neighbors and the opportunities that this location provides. And of course, the potential for appreciation, because there's so much more coming to this area. The only thing I wish this building had was its own beach club. I mean, it would be nice to have private beach access, but a little bird told us that maybe.
That's all correct. Yes,
It's in the works, right?
we're currently in the discussion phase about having our own beach club. And of course, it'll be another wonderful opportunity for our buyers to enjoy the beach.
So I think then all the stars will align, and this will be the most profitable project. Everyone will start paying attention to it immediately, and naturally prices will go up. So guys, don't delay. Don't think you need to wait for something better. It won't get any better. Truly, this is a really good project that's worth your attention today. For anyone who wants more details or a personal presentation, Daria and I are always available. Leave a comment if you have any other questions. We'll be happy to jump in and answer them. If you want a private presentation, send me a DM. Daria and I will organize a more detailed tour and find the best floor plan for you. And by the way, it's important to note that to get into the tower that's already finished, you only need 30%. You don't have to wait 3 years for the building to be finished. 30% down, the rest at closing, and financing's available even for foreigners.
That's absolutely right. If we're talking about the second tower, it's only 20%.
20%, yes, and accordingly, a very convenient payment schedule as well. So subscribe and like the video so you don't miss out on more interesting videos like this. Dash and I look forward to your comments, and we'll see you next time.